सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर, चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर, पल पल छिन छिन घड़ी घड़ी निस दिन, पल पल छिन छिन राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर, चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर, प्रात समय की शुभ वेला में, संध्य समय की पुलकित रजनी, रोम रोम से निकले तेरे, राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर, चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर, गहरा सागर टूटी नैया, जीवन तरणी राम खेवैया, पार करेंगे राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर, चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर। सार तत्व की खोज किए जा, प्रेम सरस रस रोज पिए जा, पार करेंगे राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर, चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर, पल पल छिन छिन घड़ी घड़ी निस दिन, राम जपा कर, राम जपा कर, चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर, चंचल मन नित राम जपा कर, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, 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 जय जय राम, जय जय राम। अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं धनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं आतजातं नमामि। रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। Humble prostrations to one and all present here. So till now we have seen the talk of the town in Lanka was, if the Duta himself is so powerful that he single-handedly burnt the entire Lanka and nobody could punish him, nobody could capture him. If Duta himself is so powerful, what to talk of when the master comes with the entire army? So Mandodari goes secretly to Ravana, falls at his feet and pleads to return Sita Mata back. Ravana says that there is nothing to fear, because when these Vanaras come, they are nothing but food for Rakshasas. So it's an auspicious moment that these Vanaras are coming to Lanka. Then he goes to his court. He gets the latest news that Bhagwan Sri Ramchandraji's army has come to the shore. He asks their opinion. Everybody says, there is nothing to fear. You are the one who has conquered even Devatas. What are these human beings and monkeys? But internally everybody was scared. Nobody dared to speak the truth in front of Ravana. It was at that time that Vibhishana comes. He prostrates in front of Ravana, sits down. Ravana asks his opinion. Vibhishana says, "O Lord, a person who is under the influence of kama, krodha, mada, lobha, then these are direct pathways to hell. This Rama is not an ordinary human being. He is Bhagavan himself who has taken an avatar. So, O Lord, the best thing would be to return Sita Mata. Surrender unto Bhagavan. This is the best thing you can do." In fact, this is exactly the message which our grandfather Pulastya Rishi has given. Listening to this message of Vibhishana, Malyavanta gets up, who is the uncle of Ravana. He says, "O king, what Vibhishana is saying is the right thing. Let us listen to what he says." But then Ravana gets angry, shouts at them. Malyavant leaves the hall, but Vibhishana persists. "O Lord, Sumati and Kumati, good thoughts and bad thoughts, they are present in the hearts of everyone. Those people who listen, those people who yield to their baser urges, they are actually creating hell for themselves. They alone suffer in this life, but those people who listens to the wise sayings of the intellect, that person prospers. All auspiciousness come to that person. Unfortunately, you are being misguided by the evil thoughts in you." Ravana again gets angry. He shouts at Vibhishana, saying that you stay here, eat the food given by me, uses all the comforts of Lanka, but at the same time, you are praising my enemy. So therefore, if you are so attached to my enemy, get out from here. Give all these words of wisdom to him." And thus saying, Ravana kicks Vibhishana. But Vibhishana continues saying, "Oh brother, you have all the right to kick me. You are a fatherly figure for me. But even then, I tell you, surrendering unto Bhagavan alone is what is good. then Ravana doesn't listen, tells him to get out of Lanka. So Vibhishana now, while leaving Lanka along with his ministers, he says that Bhagavan is a Satya Sankalpa Prabhu. Whatever he has resolved, that alone will come true. And I can clearly see that all these counselors, the advisors here, they are all doomed to destruction. Now tomorrow don't blame me. I have done whatever I could do. Now I am going and surrender unto Bhagavan. Later don't blame me. So saying, Vibhishana leaves Lanka. So as he goes, he was full of excitement. He was full of devotion because he is now going to see. Till now he had not seen Bhagavan with his physical eyes. So that excitement was there. I am now going to see Bhagavan with my own eyes. In fact, I am going to see the lotus feet of the Lord. So all the Bhagavad Katha he remembered. And finally he reaches the other shore. He was surrounded by the monkeys. The information was given to Sugriva. Sugriva gives the information to Bhagavan. Bhagavan asks him, Sugriva, what do you think should be done? Sugriva says, Oh Lord, these Rakshasas cannot be trusted. They might have come to spy upon us, take all the information from here. So the best thing would be to tie him down, imprison him. But then Bhagavan says, yes, Sugriva, what you are saying is right. But I have taken a vow. What is the vow? Whoever surrenders unto me, I protect that person. This is the vow which I have taken. In fact, a person who has committed all kinds of crimes, but if he surrenders unto me, I forgive all his sins. But Sugriva, let me tell you one thing. A person who is truly sinful will never turn towards me. An impure-hearted person, a wicked person, will never have a tendency to approach me, to surrender unto me. The very fact that he has come shows that he is a pure-hearted person. Some good samskara is there. But suppose he turns out to be a wicked person, as you said. Even then there is nothing to fear because Lakshmana is there who can handle all these Rakshasas army without any difficulty. So in any case, bring him. So then Vibhishana was brought. He walked in front, others came behind. He was escorted to the Lord. And when he saw the beauty of the Lord, he just could not believe his eyes. Bhagavan was an embodiment of beauty. His eyes became filled with tears, hair stood on end. And then Vibhishana introduces himself. Bhagavan, I am the younger brother of the Chanana, Ravana. By birth, I am born in the demon's race. By nature, we are used to doing all bad things. We are tamasic by nature. By nature, we are allergic to knowledge, just like an owl is allergic to light. This is our nature. So therefore, looking at myself, I don't have any faith or hope. But when I see you, when I hear about your glory, that is the only thing which truly gives me some hope of peace, happiness, freedom from misery. And thus saying, Trahi Trahi Bhagavanto, Lord, protect me, save me. He does a Dandavat Namaskar. The moment he falls down, Bhagavan immediately gets up, rushes to him, lifts him, hugs him, makes him sit next to him and say, Vibhishana, Oh Lankesh, he doesn't call Vibhishana, he said Lankesh, O king of Lanka. How do you manage to remain in Lanka and still be so pure and noble, untouched by the worldliness, the sensuality, the imperfection? How do you manage to remain pure? So then Vibhishana says, Bhagavan, it's all your grace. The one who has surrendered into you, always remembering your lotus feet, such a person has nothing to worry. Everything depends on one thing. Where is your mind? If your mind is in Kama, then the mind becomes Shoka Dhama. If the mind is entertaining worldly desires, then that mind is miserable. But if that mind surrenders unto Bhagavan, then everything is auspicious. Bhagavan was extremely happy with hearing these words of Vibhishana. And now Bhagavan describes his nature. What is Bhagavan's nature? So there is a beautiful portion, which is nothing but the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Sunahu sakha nij kahahu sobhav, jaan bhusundi sambhu giri jav, jo nar hoi charachar drohi, ave sabhaya saranata ki mohi, taji mad moh kapata chalanana, karau sadyate hi sadhu samana, janani janaka bandhu sutadara, tanu dhanu bhavana suhrada parivara, sabke mamata tag batori, mama padamanahi bandha baridori, samadarasi ichha kacho, हर्ष शोक भय नहीं मन माहिम, अस सज्जन मम उर बस कैसे, लोभी हृदय बसई धनु जैसे, तुम सारिखे संत प्रिय मोरे, धरऊं देह नहीं आननि होरे, सगुण उपासक परहित, निरत नीति दृढ़ नेम, ते नर प्राण समान मम, जिनके द्विज पद प्रेम सियावर की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। सुनो सखा, listen my dear friend, निज कहाहु स्वभाव, I will tell you my nature. This is my nature. And all the great saints, saintly people, wise sages, they know it. Like Bhusundi, Sambhu, Lord Shiva, Kakabhushundi, Parvati Mata, they all know it. Jonar sois charachara drohi. There may be a person who is a rank sinner, but there is a transformation of mind. Ave sabhaya saranata ki mohi, and then comes to me, surrenders unto me with all fear. Taji mada moha kapata chalanana, giving up all kinds of deceit, hypocrisy, arrogance, infatuation. He comes and surrenders unto me. Then, karau sadhyatehi sadhu samana. I make him a sadhu, a noble person, saintly person. Sadhya, quickly, very soon. So now, this is from Bhagavad Gita. What is that verse? Api chet suduracharah bhajate mam ananya bhak sadhureva samantavyah samyak vyavasito hi sah. Nobody is helping me. Apichet suduracharah. Not just durachari. He says sudurachari. Meaning rank holder in committing crimes. Number one, sudurachar. Bhajate mam ananya bhak. Worships me. Then sadhureva samantavya. See the term sadhu. That sadhu term comes here also. He has to be considered a sadhu. In the past he might be a rank sinner, but once he has come to me, surrenders unto me, he has to be considered a sadhu because he has taken the wisest decision in his life. Samyak vyavasito isaha. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma. Very soon he becomes a dharmatma, an embodiment of righteousness. So the same thing is mentioned here. So that is the power of devotion. As they say, no sinner is hopeless. Every saint has a past, every sinner has a future. Now, here an interesting thing is mentioned. How to develop devotion for God. Janani janaka bandhu sutadara tanu dhanu bhavana suhrada parivara. So now in this world we are attached to so many things. Things, beings and situations. So now assume that every attachment is a string. So we have bound ourselves with that. There's a string and we are bound. So what all are the things with which we are bound? Janani, mother. Janaka, father. Bandhu, relative, brother. Suta, son. Dara, wife. Tanu, physical body. Dhanu, wealth. Bhavana, house. Suhrad, friends. Parivara, family. So, sabke mamata tag batori mama pada manahi bandha baridori. So now these are all the strings with which we have tied ourselves to various things and beings. What you have to do now? Assume, pull out all those strings and then intertwine them and make a thick rope by twisting them and then tie it to my feet. Right? This is what a true devotee does. So what has happened at present? Our mind is scattered now. Single-pointed devotion is not possible because now mind is stuck in so many things. Now this is what a person has to do. So what does it mean? It means that in our life, our primary role should be the role of a devotee. See, we have so many roles to play in life. Role of a father, mother, professional, son, daughter, wife, husband. So many roles are there. Make the role of a devotee the primary role. I am a devotee who is a father. I am a devotee who is a mother. I am a devotee who is a professional. So the primary role is Bhagavan. Primarily relationship is a relationship with the Lord. This is what we have to do. Many times people say, Swamiji, when we come to temple, the mind is very peaceful. I am able to handle all stress, everything. But the moment I go out, in the professional field, in the office, etc., mind doesn't behave. In temple, ashram, etc., when comes, mind is beautiful. Why is it so? It is so because the moment you go to a temple, which role are you activating? The role of a devotee. And the moment you are interacting with the world as a devotee, you find that you are able to handle all the ups and downs beautifully well. But the moment you are handling the world as any other role other than the devotee role, then you find that it is difficult. So just imagine, suppose you are everywhere, whether it is a professional field, whether it is a family, everywhere, you are activating this role. I am a devotee. Whatever I am doing, they are all a worship of the Lord. Taking care of the family is a worship of the Lord. Professional commitments, worship of the Lord. So then what is the role which is prominent? Devotee role is prominent. Then you will find that your mind is always calm and peaceful. That is what is meant here. So this is how devotion has to be developed. What happens to such a person who has strengthened devotion in his heart? What are the noble virtues that we can see in him? So it is said, Samadarashi ichha kachunahi harasha shoka bhaya nahi manamahi. So this is the essence of the last portion of the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. 13th to 19th verse in chapter 12 Bhakti Yoga, Bhagavan says whom he loves the most. These devotees, I love them. That is how chapter 12 ends. So these terms are picked up from there. Samashatrau cha mitre cha tatha manapamanayoho shitoshna sukha dukkheshu samaha sangavarjitaha. That samatvam is samadarshi here. Then one more verse is Yasman no dvijate lokaha lokan no dvijate chayah harsha marsha bhayodvegaihi mukto yassacha me priyah. Harsha amarsha bhaya udvega. You will find that all these terms are here. Harsha, shoka, bhaya, ichha. So Ramcharitamanas is nothing but the essence of all scriptures. In Ramcharitamanas you will find so many, quotations from Bhagavad Gita. So what happens to a devotee when he grows in devotion? So these are the things which will happen. Samadarshi, he has an equanimous vision, equal vision. He sees Lord in the hearts of all, so therefore he loves everyone. Samadarshi. Ichha kachunahi. There is no desire, worldly desires. All the worldly desires slowly starts waning away. Because the purpose of all desire is happiness. He is getting happiness from the Lord, which is right in his own heart. So once you are exposed to the higher joy, automatically all the lower worldly extroverted pleasures, desire for these joys will come down. So ichha kachunahi. And how does it express in the mind? Harasha shoka bhaya nahi manamahi. The mind is free from elation because you got something from the world, harasha. The mind is free from shoka, sorrow, because you lost something. The mind is free from worries and anxieties, bhaya. The world is full of anxieties. So harsha, shoka, bhaya, all these feelings disappear from my heart as it grows in devotion. So this is a sign of a devotee. Such a devotee, what does Bhagavan say? Asa sajjana mama urbasa kaise lobhi hridaya basai dhanu jaise. Such a sajjan, such a devotee, he rules my heart. He resides in my heart. How does such a devotee reside in my heart? Just like a lobhi, a greedy person. Who rules the heart of a greedy person? Money, wealth. A money-minded person. How that desire for wealth rules his heart. Ruling the heart means what? Everything being situation, his mind is functioning. How can I make money out of this thing, this being, this situation? Wherever that person goes, it's always money. That person goes to a temple, how much money they must have spent. And God, is it wooden or metal? Is that gold? Is it pure gold? How much they must have spent? How much they must be earning? Hundi, you will see. How much money they will be collecting. This is the way that mind functions. He is not seeing God. What we see depends upon our thoughts. And our thoughts depend upon our understanding about the world. So whatever our understanding is, accordingly our thoughts, accordingly we see the world. Such as a money-minded person, every person, it can be a relative, it can be a friend, even his own marriage, he will be thinking how much money I can make out from this situation. That is called as lobhi. So how his mind is ruled by only money, 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 money. In the same way, Bhagavan says, this sajjan, this devotee, he rules my heart. Constantly I am thinking about him. Constantly he is thinking about me. And constantly I am thinking about him. So Vibhishana, you belong to that category. Tum sarikhe sant priya more, dharon deh nahi aanani hore. Devotees like you are extremely dear to me. In fact, I come to this world only for devotees like you. That is why I take avatar. Now, there is a beautiful verse. How to become a true devotee of Bhagavan? What are the things we must do? So 5 pointers are mentioned. What are they? Number 1, Saguna Upasaka. Number 2, Parahita Nirata. Number 3, Niti. Number 4, Dridha Name. And number 5, Dvija Pada Prem. 5 entities. So Bhagavan says, Te nara prana samana mama. Such devotees are like my own life. So what are the 5? Number 1, Saguna Upasana. In our life, these 5 things should be there. There should be time where we have time for worshipping the Lord. We must spend time with the Lord. Upasana has to be there. Some way in which we connect with the Lord, contact the Lord, communicate with the Lord, talk to God, pray to God. That is number 1. Number 2, in our life, Parahita Nirata. All our actions should be such, it is Parahita, for the welfare and well-being of everyone. Whatever we do, it should be for the good of all. Parahita Nirata. Number 3, Niti, righteousness. Always be righteous. Do what is right, not what you like. That is called as Niti. Be just, be righteous, walk the path of Dharma. That is Niti. Then next one, Dridha Name. Name means was. Whatever was you have kept, be firm in it. Don't dilute it. Don't find excuses. Whatever was you have kept, be firm in it. Dridha Name. And then Dvija Pada Prem. Ever have devotion at the feet of all holy people, saintly people. Be in association with saintly people. Satsang. Association with holy people. Because they are the people who have devotion. So if I want devotion, I will have to associate with people who have devotion. That is the best way of gaining devotion. This is true with every field. If you want knowledge in physics, then you have to learn from a physics professor. The one who are passionate about that field, be with them and slowly you will get it. That is the whole idea. Just like an iron piece associating with magnet becomes a magnet. In the same way, associating with people who have those qualities which you are craving to develop, you develop it. So therefore, Dvijapada Prem. So these are the 5 things one must do. And then Bhagavan says, Sunu Lankesh Sakala Gunatore Tate Tum Atisaya Priyamore. Vibhishana, whatever I have mentioned, these 5 things, everything you have. And that is why you are extremely dear to me. And when Bhagavan said this, all the monkeys, they said, Bhagavan, glory to the all-merciful. They chanted Jai Shri Ram slogan. What happened to Vibhishana after listening to this? His heart was filled with love for Bhagavan. He went again and again, fell at the feet of Bhagavan. Pada ambujagahi barahi bara, hridaya samatana prema apara. He was not able to contain the devotion which he had unto Bhagavan. He was not able to contain. And then what happened because of this intense devotion? Uru kachu prathama vasanarahi prabhupada priti sarita sobahi. Whatever little vasanas were there, worldly desires were there, all those worldly desires were washed clean, flushed out in that upsurge of devotion. Then what happened? And then now Vibhishana said, Oh Bhagavan, please bless me. Ab kripal nij bhagati pavani dehu sada siva mana bhavani. Bhagavan, please bless me with this devotion of yours. This is what I actually crave for in life. Please bless me with this devotion, which is pavani, highly purifying. What did Bhagavan do? Evamastu kahi prabhuranadhira. Bhagavan blessed him. Evamastu. Yes, may you have this devotion. Maga turata sindhukaranira. And immediately he asked for the ocean water, Sindhunir. And then Bhagavan said, Sakha, jadapi sakha tava ichhanahi mor darasu amogha jagamahi. Vibhishana, I know that you have no desire for the world, but then my darshana, vision cannot go in vain. So therefore, asakahi Rama tilakatehi sara sumana brishtina bhabhai apara. And then he did tilaka of Vibhishana with that ocean water. And the moment this was done, there was a sumana vrishti, flowers falling from heavens by the gods, devatas. They showered flowers, celebrating the event. And then what happened? So now, Lord Shiva says to Parvati, Asa Prabhu chadi bhajahi je ana te nar pasu binu punch bishana. Those people who give up such a wonderful Bhagavan, who is residing right in our heart and is busy doing so many other things, meaning completely ignoring that Lord. They are not human beings. Who are they? Te nara pashu. Only difference is binu punch bishana. That's all. They don't have a tail, they don't have a horn. That is the only difference. They are animals only. So those people who live a life of indulgence, completely divorced from God, they are in no way different from Pashu. Nij jana jani tahi apnava prabhu subhav kapi kula manabhava. All the monkeys present there were so happy because they saw the virtue of Bhagavan. What is the virtue of Bhagavan? He accepts everyone. It doesn't matter whether you are a monkey, you are a bear, you are a Rakshasa. Bhagavan accepts everyone. Anyone who surrenders unto Bhagavan, Bhagavan makes that person his own. That is the nature of Bhagavan. So all the monkeys were so happy seeing this, because they are inferior, you see. So here is a Bhagavan who will accept us. The only thing we need to do is to surrender. They were so happy. So then, Bhagavan, though he was Sarvajna, Sarvashaktiman, he knew everything, he called both the kings, Kapisha and Lankesha. Who is Kapisha? Sugriva and Vibhishana. Now said, oh friends, now please tell me, now we have to cross this ocean. How to cross? This ocean is so deep, so vast. How will we cross? And this ocean is filled with all kinds of aquatic, dangerous creatures. How to cross? So then Vibhishana said, Bhagavan, one arrow of yours and everything will dry up. But even then, the noble conduct expects that we should pray to this ocean so that it will give us way. I think that is the right way. Lakshmana did not like it at all. Why should Bhagavan go down to ocean and say, please give way? Like, ocean himself should come forward and give way. Because Bhagavan is doing Devata's work. Lakshmana did not like it. He flared up. Then Bhagavan said, cool down, cool down. We'll do what Vibhishana is saying. So then Bhagavan put one Darbhagras there, sat there for prayer, seeking, asking this ocean to give way. Okay, now let us leave that portion there. Now the camera turns. The scene turns. So now, when Vibhishana had come there, Ravana had secretly sent 2 spies. The names are Shuka and Sarana. They were the 2 spies sent to know what actually happens. How is Vibhishana received there? And now the Shuka and Sarana, they were clean bold. Seeing the goodness, the virtues. You see, Vibhishana was kicked by Ravana. What is the way in which Bhagavan is treating Vibhishana here? Not only that he was made the king of Lanka, his opinion was preferred compared to Lakshmana. You see, that is the greatness of Bhagavan. In his eyes, all are same. Vibhishana's advice was given more importance. These Shuka Sarana, they were completely bold, and they also saw how Bhagavan empowered everyone. So they had come in the disguise of monkeys. So they were there amidst monkeys in the form of monkey. So they started loudly talking the glory of Bhagavan, comparing with Ravana. See our king, what kind of king we have, and see this. Loudly they were talking. So other monkeys said, who is this? They were saying, our king. What does it mean? This fellow is not belonging to this party. They were caught. Both of them were caught. Immediately they were taken to Sugriva. Sugriva said, chop off their hands, legs, etc. Nose and ears. And as they were beating them, they said, in the name of the Lord, please spare us. In the name of Bhagavan, Ramchandraji, please spare us. Lakshmana heard this. He laughed. He said, hey, leave them. Instead, now let them be our messengers. Let them go back, taking our message. And then Lakshmana wrote a message to them, and then they went back. And as they were going back also, they were singing the glory of the Lord. Finally, they reached Ravana. Both of them prostrated in front of Ravana. Ravana said, yes, now tell me, what is the news there? What is the condition of Vibhishana there? Stupid fellow, he left all of us. Now he is going to get, how the rice and all. Chakki mein pisega wo. Like a worm, sometimes the worm gets into that chakki. So, now that he has gone to the other side, when we are smashing others, he will also get, crushed in that mixer. So now tell me the news. You have to give me the news about Vibhishana. You have to give me news about yourself also. Give me the news about the strength of the army, and also about the tapasvis. Start. So then they started. So they said, oh Lord, don't get angry. We are going to tell the truth. Yeah, no problem. You speak. I will not interfere. Okay. Number 1 about Vibhishana. Oh Lord, the moment he reached there, he was made the king of Lanka. And not only that, he was given so much of love and respect and all those things. Okay, Vibhishana over. Now about ourselves. Oh Lord, they had caught us. They were about to chop off our nose and ears and all that. Then, in the name of Bhagavan, Rama, they left us. Okay, what about their army? Oh Lord, the strength of the army, I just cannot explain to you. You know that monkey who came? Who killed your son? Who burned the entire Lanka? He's the weakest. Jehipur dehev hatev sutatora sakala kapehin mana tehi balu thora. He is the weakest monkey in the whole lot. And now, this person is not exaggerating. Shuka was the person who was telling this. Because he saw that this Hanumanji was in a corner sitting, doing nothing. You see? That shows the glory of Hanumanji. He never showed off his strength. He was just sitting as though he was a nobody. So then, Shuka saw this. That monkey, the very same monkey, now he is sitting there in a corner. So he misunderstood Hanumanji to be very weak. Generally, the humble people are misunderstood to be weak. So he said, that monkey, that is the weakest. Okay. Oh Lord, this, what do you call, their strength or the army cannot be even described. There are very many warriors. Dvibidha, Mayanda, Neela, Nala, Angada, Gada, Bikatasya, Dadhimuka, Keheri, Nisata, Sata, Jambavanta. Oh my God. The list is huge. And each of them, they are as strong as Sugriva. And by the grace of the Lord, they have become invincibles. They consider the three worlds just like a blade of grass. It is said that their strength is 18 Padma. How much is 18 Padma? So it is written 18,000 billion. That is the strength of that army. That is just the count of the commanders. 18,000 billion. Anyway. And let me tell you, O Lord, there is not even one single monkey who cannot defeat you in the war. Each and every monkey is capable of defeating you. And it is true, because by grace of Bhagavan, anything is possible. So they are not exaggerating anything here. And then they are extremely restless for the war, full of anger, full of enthusiasm, excitement for the war. Such is the enthusiasm that everyone feels as though, the confidence level is so high, as though they are ready to dry up the entire ocean by drinking it. Or they are ready to fill up the entire ocean with the mountains and the hillocks. That is a level of confidence. And each of them say, let me get that Ravana. I will crush him and rub him, on the earth, etc. These are the kinds of statements coming from them. They are so confident and inspired. It appears as though they will devour the entire Lanka. Oh Lord, even millions of Yamas cannot conquer them in the battlefield. That is the strength of their army. And it is all because of Bhagavan's grace. Now, you asked about Rama and Lakshmana. Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji, he is an embodiment of strength. He is an embodiment of wisdom. He is an embodiment of all noble virtues. Even 100,000 Shesha, Bhagavan cannot describe Bhagavan's glory. But that Bhagavan, even though he was an embodiment of strength, he was so humble that he asked from your brother how to cross over the ocean. At that time, Ravana laughed. I understood how much strong he is. The very fact that he has asked from this coward, Vibhishana, that itself shows that he has no buddhi. Because a buddhiman will not ask such a coward. The very fact that he can't cross, that is why he has asked, that shows that he has no bala also. So therefore, very clearly it is proved he has no buddhi, he has no bala. If a person has bala, he will just cross over the ocean. If he has buddhi, he will know how to cross over the ocean. Why should he ask somebody? And that too Vibhishana? So that shows he has no buddhi, he has no bala. You are unnecessarily, exaggerating things. At that time, Shuka really gets wild. Then what does he do? Okay, oh Lord, cool your heart by reading this letter. And then he gives the message. Whose message? Lakshmana's message. So Lakshmana's message was this. Oh fool, don't entertain yourself with all these kinds of useless words. A person who is hostile to Rama, even Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara cannot help them. You have only two options. Either become a Bhringa or become a Patanga. Bhringa means what? A bee. So Bhagwan's lotus feet, so there is a lotus there. So you can become a bee and fall at the feet of Bhagwan. This is one option. Or become a Patanga. What is Patanga? Not kite. Patanga. Patanga means moth. Or in the fire of Bhagwan's arrow, be a moth and die. So choice is yours. Bhringa or Patanga. And when this was told, Ravana was little disturbed. But he did not show. Internally he had that fear, but externally he did not show. He made fun of Lakshmana also. That younger fellow. He is on the ground, but he thinks that he can hold the entire, heaven. Something like that. So then Shuka said, oh Lord, I am truly telling you this. The best thing you can do is to surrender unto Bhagwan, return Sita Mata. This is what is the best thing you can do. Bhagwan is so kind, so compassionate. He will not keep anything in his mind. He will forgive you. So therefore, please do this. Shuka said this, and again Ravana did the same thing. He kicked Shuka. Shuka again bowed down. He left the place. Actually, the Shuka was a great Rishi who had become this Rakshasa because of Agastya, sage Agastya's curse. So the Papa Parihara was that a time will come when Ravana will kick you. Then you will be free from your curse. So then he regained his original form, went back to his ashrama. So now the camera turns here. So 3 days over, Bhagwan Sri Ramchandraji was there, Upavas, praying to this ocean. And then Bhagwan became angry when there was no response seen from Samudra Devata. Bhagwan became angry. He said, Lakshmana, bring my bow and arrow. I am going to dry up this arrogant ocean. And now there is a word of wisdom given. These things, if you try to do, it is like sowing a seed in the barren land. It is not going to give results. What are the things which is futile? Sathasana Vinaya. There is an arrogant person and you are being humble in front of that person. Humility in front of an arrogant person is useless. What will that arrogant person do? He will misunderstand your humility to be your weakness. So it's of no use. Sathasama Vinaya. Kutilasana Preeti. A person who is crooked. You try to be friendly with that person. Again useless. He will misuse your friendship. He will never understand your friendship because he is crooked. So he thinks that everybody is crooked. So your straightforwardness, he will understand that this person has come for some selfish reason. So Kutila Sana Preeti, it won't work. Sahaja Kripana Sana Sundara Niti. A person who is highly miserly and you are glorifying charity. A miserly person, you are asking him to be charitable. Impossible. Mamata Rata Sana Jnana Kahani. A person who is so attached to so many things of the world, you are giving him spiritual wisdom. It is not going to happen. Ati lobhi sana birati bakhani. A greedy person, you are glorifying dispassion. See, the whole point is, if my understanding is that world is the source of happiness, what is dispassion saying? World is not the source of happiness. It will be total waste. That's the point here. Then, krodhihi sama. A person who is full of anger. You are glorifying peace, or you remain peaceful in that person's presence. It is not going to work. Trying to make a person understand the glory of peace who is ever in an angry mood. You see, what happens is, angry person, they have this philosophy that unless I become angry, nobody will listen to me. According to him, silence, peace, etc. is weakness. Many times people say, unless I get angry, nothing happens. Nobody works. Krodhihi sama. Kamihi harikatha. A lusty person. You are telling harikatha. His mind is full of lust. So Radha Krishna also he will see with lusty eyes only. He will never be able to understand that pure relationship. No way. So what is the law? As your thought, so will be the world perceived by you. That is the law. If I am lusty, everywhere I will see lust only. In everything. So therefore don't go and tell harikatha to a kami person. It is. So all these things are like sowing a seed on the barren land. It is not going to give any result. So in the same way, our prayer, our request, etc. to this Samudra Devata is useless. Lakshmana, bring my bow and arrow. And then Bhagavan fixes his arrow upon the bow. The moment it is done, that fire started emerging from within the ocean and all the aquatic creatures became miserable because it was getting heated up. At that time, suddenly the Samudra Devata comes in the form of a Brahmana, in the tray of all gems, jewels, what you call that, Ratna. On the seabed you get all that. So with all the tray, with all humility, he comes in front. And then he says, "Oh Lord, please forgive me. In fact, you can't blame us. Why? Because you have created all of us jada, inert. Gagana samir anala jaladharani inakainat sahaja jada karani." See, Bhagavan, you have created us in a certain way. So we have to behave in that way only. How can you blame us? You have made fire hot. So now the fire has to be hot. You have made ocean this way. It will be this way only. Who made it? You made it. Whatever svabhava we have, you only given. So now you are asking me to give way. That is not the way of a ocean. But yes, Bhagavan, you can definitely do it. So Bhagavan, if you do that way, you can of course shoot an arrow and then, dry up the entire ocean, etc. But Bhagavan, is it right, Bhagavan? Is it right? Because you see, all the beings will die. And my honor also is at stake, you see. So Bhagavan, do something in such a way that, our honor is also kept intact and your work is also done. So the way in which he spoke with all humility, Bhagavan smiled. forgave him and said, okay, tell me what we should do. Bhagavan, there are these two monkeys in your army. Who are they? Nala and Neela. They have these great blessings that whatever they touch, it will float in water. So therefore, let them just touch all these hillocks and trees, etc. They all will remain floating. And then I will also do my best to see to it that they just don't float and go away anywhere. I will ensure that it's in the form of a bridge. So then easily you can cross over, that's all. Bhagavan said, yes, that's a good idea. So then this Samudra Devata gave this idea, prostrated to Bhagavan, gave all this Ratnam, etc. So everybody is happy and he left. So with this, actually, Sunderkand of Tulsi Ramayana is getting over. Now here there is a very controversial statement. Especially this is a statement made by Samudra Devata. Dhol Gavar Sudra Pasunari Sakala Tadana ke Adhikari. I am telling this because just now one Amma came and said, Swamiji, I have some problem with this statement. So what does this statement say? All these are fit to be beaten. Dhol. Dhol means what? Tabla. Gavar. Gavar means a uneducated person. Shudra. Pashu. Animal. Nari is also there. Nari means a woman. So, Sakala Tadana ke Adhikari. So, I thought I will just spend some time because why unnecessarily? I wanted to avoid it actually. See, when such statements come in the scriptures, you have to understand the real meaning of it. There, Nari means a person who is guided only by emotions. That is the meaning. It is not woman there. Because in spirituality, we are not bothered about what kind of body you have. Because sadhana is done by the mind. So, a person who is always guided by the mind, that person has to be educated. Tadana doesn't mean beating. Tadana means education. So, emotion should always be guided by reason. This is the meaning. So, in my own personality, there is a feminine personality, there is a masculine personality. This personality is there in every one of us. The mind is a feminine personality ruled by emotion. Intellect is a masculine personality ruled by reason. So, intellect should always be higher than the mind. Decisions must be taken not compelled by emotion. Decision must be taken based on reason. What is right, what is wrong. Not what I like and what I don't like. This is the meaning there. Right? Emotional person should always be guided. Generally, women are emotional. Exceptions are there. But generally, this is what we find. Swamiji, what is the proof? When somebody dies, tell me who beats the chest and cries? Generally women. They are not able to control their emotion. They need guidance. You don't see men crying. No, exceptional are there, no doubt about it. See, emotion is nothing but, it's a brute force. It's tremendous power. That is emotion. It's a power. But that power, if it is rightly guided, then it can achieve wonders. For example, this emotion, if it is directed to the world, that person becomes totally attached to the world. But if the very same emotion is directed towards God, then that person becomes the greatest devotee. So emotion always needs guidance. And that guidance should come from the intellect. And the intellect should be guided by the scriptures. Then everything is fine. So this is the way we have to understand this. Right. Okay. So finally, Samudra Devata goes. And then Now there is a ending falashruti. Okay. निज भवन गवनेउ सिंधु श्री रघुपति यह मत भायहु यह चरित कलिमल हर जथामति दास तुलसी सुख भवन संशय समन दवन विषाद रघुपति गुणगण तजि सकल आस भरोस गावहि सुनहि संतत सठमना. O Satamana, O my foolish mind. You see, foolish mind. Give up all these desires in you regarding the world. Listen to Bhagwan's glory. Chant his name. This is what you have to do, because it is Sukha Bhavana, abode of peace. Samsaya Samana. All your doubts will be cleared regarding everything. Davana Bishad, all your sorrows will also end. What? Raghupati Gunagana. Chanting the glories of the Lord. So now this portion, Yah Charit Kali Malahar Jathamati Dasa Tulasi Gaya. Tulsidas says, according to my ability, I have sung the glory of the Lord. Anyone who sings this glory with Shraddha Bhakti, their mind will become pure. They will attain devotion unto the Lord. Sakala Sumangaladayaka Raghunayaka Gunagan Sadara Sunahite Tarahi Bhava Sindhu Bina Jala Jana Siyavar Ramachandra Ki Jai Hanuman Ki Jai Umapati Mahadev Ki Jai Bolo Bhai Sab Santana Ki Jai. Yes. Sakala Sumangaladayaka. This particular Sunderkand, which contains the glory of Bhagavan, it is Sumangaladayaka, is the most auspicious thing. It will bring all auspiciousness. Anyone who does the gunagan of this, chanting of this, all auspiciousness will come to that person, come to that family. Sadar sunahi te tarahi bhava. Those people with sadar, with lot of respect, reverence, love, those people, even if you listen to it, what will happen to them? Tarahi bhava sindhu. They will cross over this ocean of samsara without any ship. Bina jalajan. This is the glory of Sunderkand. So very many people, they chant this. So that is the glory of Sunderkand. Now, Swamiji, you have another 10 minutes. What are you going to do? I have something to do. You see, there is a symbolic meaning of this story also. There are various ways in which these stories can be analyzed. And there is a symbolic story. What is the symbolism? This story of Vibhishana is our story. So Vibhishana is none other than Jivatma. So in the beginning, who is ruling Jivatma? Our ego is ruling us. This is how we begin. And who is this ego? Ravana. So, and what is the condition when Ravana is ruling us? The ego in us is ruling us. We become an island called Lanka. Island means what? Separate from the totality. Vyashti feels that I am separate from the samashti. The individual feels I am separate from the totality. This sense of separatedness is coming from our ego only. Main aur mor torte maya. The definition of maya given in Tulsi Ramana is I and mine, you and yours. Anyone who has this feeling is having maya. So you live like an island. This is mine, that is yours. They are all different. I am different. So you live like an island, cut off from the mainland. This is what the ego does. It divides. So this is what happens when ego, Mr. Ravana rules us. And what is the condition of Sita Mata there? Sita Mata means peace. Peace, blessedness, auspiciousness. That is Sita Mata. So what is the condition of Sita? Miserable. Meaning what? As long as we are ruled by the ego, we are miserable. There is no peace at all. Then what comes? A guru has to come into our life. Who is the guru for Vibhishana? Hanumanji. You see? Today is Hanumat Jayanti. So the glory of Hanumanji in this context is, he is the guru. He comes and clears all the wrong notion in Vibhishana's mind. Arey, Bhagavan accepts everyone. That's all what Bhagavan needs. He doesn't see whether you are a monkey or a Rakshasa. No. You have to just surrender. So is the guru who connects Jivatma to Paramatma. Fills him hope, fills him with inspiration. Clears all the doubts. And how does the guru do it? He himself is living that way. He himself is practicing it. So one's own life itself becomes an inspiration. That's how Guru inspires Shishyas. Right. So then what happens? Once the Guru has put the seed of devotion, then this Jivatma cannot remain under the control of ego for long. Either you are in the control of Ravana or you are in the control of Rama. You cannot have both. You cannot have two masters. If you are under the control of Ravana, then you are away from Rama. Rama and Ravana can never go together. They are the two opposite poles. So then Vibhishana makes this great decision in his life. What is it? I am going to surrender unto Bhagavan, the inner self, the Lord, and not to my ego. Till now, that's how he lived. Whatever Ravana said, he used to do. That's how we also live. Whatever the ego says, we do. But a time comes when he said, no, I may like something, but if it is wrong, I am not going to do it. I am here to please the Lord, not to please the ego. And what pleases the Lord? The path of righteousness alone pleases the Lord. So you have to separate yourself from the path of ego, which is called as a path of pleasant. Shreyas and prayas, two paths are always available. Prayas is the path of the ego, Shreyas is the path of God. Then what happens? Vibhishana separates himself from Ravana, surrenders unto Bhagavan. Now, ego is an entity which cannot be destroyed by Jivatma. Bhagavan alone has to destroy it. That's why Ravana is killed not by Vibhishana. Ravana is killed by Bhagavan's arrow only. Ego cannot kill itself. Just like I cannot decide the timing of my sleep. I may lie down. This example we have seen earlier also. I cannot consciously go to sleep. It's just not possible. I can only prepare myself for sleep. Ego cannot destroy itself. It is Bhagavan's grace alone which destroys the ego. Because every time ego puts forth effort to destroy itself, every effort is only an assertion of the ego. Ego becomes strong. Right. So it's Bhagavan's arrow. So what is our role? Our role is only to assist Bhagavan in doing this. Bhagavan needs our assistance in destroying our ego. He needs. Exactly like Vali Sugriva war. Sugriva's assistance is necessary for Bhagavan to shoot arrow and kill Vali. Sugriva cannot kill Vali. It's Bhagavan's arrow who has to do it. But then Sugriva has to prepare the floor for Bhagavan to enter and destroy the ego. That is all our role is in surrender. Right. And once that happens, Ravana is killed. What happens? Vibhishana becomes the king of Lanka. Means what? You become the master of your mind and the senses. Earlier it was the ego who was the master, but once the ego is dead, you become the master guided by the Lord. Means what? You become a master of your mind and the senses. You conquer your mind. Till then you are a slave of your mind and the senseless. Once the ego is killed, you become a master of your mind and the senses. As an ego, you can never destroy the mind, you can never conquer the mind. Not conquer the mind means what? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Nobody can conquer it, remaining as an ego. Devi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya. Mama Maya Duratya is impossible. But it is possible. How? Mameva ye prapadyante. Those who surrender unto me, yes. Maya metantaranti. Okay, once Ravana is killed, Vibhishana becomes the ruler of Lanka. What happens to Sita Mata? She goes back to Bhagavan. Sita means peace. That peace belongs to the self. So it has to go back to the self. Peace belongs to self alone. Ananda is the nature of Atma. They have to be together. If you're finding Ananda anywhere else other than Atma, that is duplicate Ananda, reflected bliss. All the worldly joys are reflected. It doesn't belong to the world, it is reflected from the self. So the true honor of Ananda is Atma alone. So Sita Mata goes back to Bhagavan. And where does Bhagavan and Sita Mata go? Ayodhya. What is Ayodhya? Where there is no Yuddha is Ayodhya. Yuddha means conflict. So a time comes when this self is realized, all the conflicts in the mind end. That is called as Ayodhya. So this is a simple symbolic meaning of the whole story. Now the time is up. Okay, so study this. Let us not say Sunderkand is over. So there are a lot of things to reflect upon. So maybe reflect upon these texts written by such great saints and sages, packed with spiritual wisdom. Maybe reflect upon it and then gain this pure devotion at the lotus feet of the Lord and be free from this bhava sagara. In this regard, I sincerely invoke the grace of the Lord and blessings of Pujya Gurudev and the entire Guru Parampara. Let us chant Hanuman Chalisa now. Shri Guru Charana Saroj Raja Nij Mano Mukuru Sudhari Baranau Raghubara Bimala Jasu Jodayako Phalachari Buddhihina Tanu Janike Sumirau Pavana Kumar Bala Buddhi Vidya Dehu Mohi Harahu Kalesa Bikar Jai Hanuman Gyan Guna Sagar Jaya Kapi Satihu Loka Ujag Ram Dota Atulita Baladhama Anjani Putra Pavana Sutanam Mahabir Vikram Bajrangi Kumati Nivar Sumati Ke Sangi Kanchana Barana Biraj Subesa हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजग विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवार। लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए, हर्षि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम्हरो जस गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहांते, कभी कोविद कहि सके कहांते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाए राजपद दीन्हा। तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्योताहि मधुर। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि, जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे। सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को। आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे, तीनों लोक हाँकते कांपे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम। नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, वैश्वर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलार। अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता, राम रसायन तुम्हरे पासा। सदा रहो रघुपति के, तुमरे भजन राम को पावे। जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे, अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाय। जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहा, और देवता चित्त न धरे। हनुमत से सर्व सुख करे, संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा। जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीर। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाय। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोय, छोट ही बंदी महासुख हो। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीस, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महडेर। कीजय नाथ हृदय महडेर। पवन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। बोलो भाई सब संतन की। ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।